Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome to the channel. My name is Liban and today we're going to be checking out episode 3 of Cyberpunk 2077 Night City Wire. So I'm actually watching this after the main stream is over. I thought it started at a certain time, but it actually didn't. I thought it started at 6 UK time, but that was Central European time. It actually started 5 here. So I'm looking at it basically an hour late-ish. But it's all good. We obviously got episode 2 up last time, but we didn't do a reaction to the first episode. Apologies for that. But if you want to go check out my reactions to episode 2, you can go check that out now. They'll show the playlist up right now. But let's jump into it and see what else this game is going to be bringing to us. Let's go. Let's do this. Get closer. Yeah. Oh.
Hello and welcome to Night City Wire episode 3, the show from us at Projekt Red, where we talk about all things Cyberpunk 2077. In today's episode, we're going to start by taking you on a tour of Night City in a new gameplay video and have a chat with senior level designer Miles. Then we're going to introduce you to the gangs of Night City in another new gameplay video and have a chat with Matthew from our quest team.
Okay.
Then before we finish today's episode, we're going to give you a look at some of the incredible finalists in our PC case modding contest. And we have some information that PC players have been waiting to hear. So let's get started. It's time to take you on a tour of Night City.
Let's go.
Oh my god, Juanita here. Today's news is Nova Max.
Hi there. New to Night City? It's not so bad here.
How we feeling today? Cause I feel amazing.
The food. The Thai on 7th and Haywood. The pierogies down by the docks.
Our home. Our pride.
And as always, your
Sucker.
business is my business.
And this is your World News Update.
Your problems are my problems. It's just amazing how much of a breathing city this is. It's actually so sick. That's you see that?
Endless possibilities and endless lies.
We are fucked, America. And I don't know how we're gonna fix it.
The homeless population in Night City.
I feel like this game could go on forever, you know.
Crime in Night City is now double the rate than in the new United States.
On the what? I'm starting to think this game could go on forever, you know.
That's a fight this city won't let you win. On your own, you're fucked.
Well, on that note, that's it for today's info flash. Sleep tight, Night City. The grass ain't greener anywhere else.
Night City. What does it mean to you? How well do you know its history? Who was Richard Knight? How many stations are in the NCART system? Which city district boasts the best burrito in town? The answers to these questions and more can be found at the address at the bottom of your screen.
It's
Check
just
it out
the
and
city
fall in love with Night
design
City
is just
all
so creative. Wow. It's just so like, it still looks amazing. Bro, Nice City has its own theme song. It's pretty dope.
Well, since Night City is one of our stars of this episode, there is actually quite a lot to talk about. So let's start at the beginning. How did Night City come to be? Because yes, it exists in the world of the tabletop, but how do you take that and make what we've got now?
Well, yeah, as you can imagine, making a city that is as big and complex as Night City is quite the ambitious project. First off, we sat down and we were really considering what is it that we wanted to do with Night City. In a way, Night City is
the amount of
the star of Cyberpunk,
thought
right? It is one of its
that has to
main
go into it.
characters.
It's insane.
We wanted to make a city that is very, very believable, right? I mean, the word immersion gets thrown around a lot, but really, we wanted you to be able to dive into it and feel like this is a real place. And then secondly, we also wanted to provide enough variety between districts so that exploring Night City will always be fun, right? There's no point in making a city that is all same-ish, and you know, it doesn't really matter where you go, because once you've been through one district, you feel like you've been through all of them. So for that, we first off started taking a look at the real-life geography that Night City is located on, and that would be on the coast of California. Knowing that Night City would be a coastal city gave us a bit of insight into what we would expect from the city layout. You'd expect the port, you'd expect huge industrial areas that would facilitate this kind of trade that you would assume a city of this type would have with the world. And then we went through and actually divided the city into several districts, 6 of them, and some of them are based on the original lore. We decided to give their
That's
own
just how big the city is,
characteristics
though,
in terms of,
if you think about it.
architecture, the demographics, the kind of people that would live there. And
I feel like
also the
each district is
function
going to be
within the
massive.
city. Each of these districts, in turn, we divided into further sub-districts, which we further characterized using the more grand theme of the larger district. This process, I think, has resulted in a city that feels quite alive, has a lot of character, where each district feels like its own distinct zone without feeling separated from the larger picture. And that results in something that allows the player to easily navigate even the complex concrete jungles of Night City simply by looking around and always having a rough idea where you actually are.
But Night City is clearly so different from anything we've ever created with The Witcher. Can you give us some idea about, or some insight into just how big and like how densely packed Night City really is?
Yes, so I'm not exaggerating when I'm saying that Night City is easily the most complex thing that I or the others have worked on. The city is super organic, right? It's not like a chessboard layout, but the layout of the city is crazy, and you can tell that it grew in phases, right? Where buildings have been built on top of each other, and I guess the mega buildings that we have showcased are a great example of this. You'll actually see that they are located on some kind of pillar, you know, and then expand outside and then up high into the sky, and underneath it you'll have space for other buildings. This yields a lot of interesting experiences when it comes to exploration, and that's the one thing I'm most excited about.
That whole, is that koi fish? I'm assuming that's what it's called. It's a koi fish.
Right?
I just want to go to like the highest point
changes
and just see everything. That's going to be really cool.
Compared to our previous games, you won't be able to easily set out on a target in the distance, right? You won't be able to say, oh, there's a castle on a hill over there, I'll try to get there, and then you'll be lost on the way. But here it's much more intimate, much more moment to moment. You might be roaming the cities and get a call by your fixer who informs you about a job nearby that you might be able to do, right? Or you find an alleyway and you walk down one of the many alleyways that the city has to offer, and it's always a surprise. You don't know if you might stumble upon some gangers hanging out that are up to no good. Sometimes, and these are the moments that I often get surprised with, you even stumble upon the odd elevator that is meant to connect parts of the, you know, different layers of the city. And it's quite astonishing sometimes to see where you come out when you enter one of these and, you know, find that, oh, this is actually how it connects to the world.
Caliente.
That's crazy. And now I'm here, and now I know there's a shortcut that I can take. And again, this all serves to really enhance this sense of wonder that we all come to love from open world games, and the whole city is built to cater to that.
I mean, you guys have really brought Night City to life, and I really want to make a point of that. It is a living, breathing city. So as a level designer, can you give us some insight into those little touches that you guys have made? Because I hear you guys have even been placing rubbish by hand.
Oh yes, we've been placing quite a bit of rubbish, and that's certainly one of the more glorious parts of being a level designer or an environment artist, where you get to litter the streets that you've spent time building with the garbage. But it's details such as this that we find really important to make the city
Imagine
feel alive.
your
And
job
also, we take great pride
was like,
in the process
hey,
of making
take
this,
Night
right?
City
We have a lot of fun
and just put
actually
rubbish
placing
in good
all of what we
locations.
call mini stories, right?
What?
These are little encounters that you can find when you simply walk along the streets. Of course, we have huge quests, right? Side quests. We have lots of side activities that you can do, but it always is nice to just kind of stop down for a minute and take a look at your surroundings that we have so lovingly created, and try to see if there maybe isn't something that you can be a little detective for. Now, one other thing that I think is really, really cool is also the fact that we have actually named every single
Those
street in the
holographic,
city.
like, kind of
So
billboards
not
are pretty
only will
dope.
NPCs be
Such a
able to
cool idea.
communicate their locations or the locations they want you to visit by sort of referring to the street names, but also you will be able to talk to your friends about it in that way, right? Have you been to Poplar Street in Japantown, for example? And I think this is a small detail, but the philosophy that we have with these kind of things is that, you know, many, many small things contribute to the sum of it, which is hopefully then you
Wow,
being able
man,
to
I
explore
just-
a city that you feel is
I just can't get
truly
over
alive
it, man.
and that you haven't been experiencing before.
Well, Miles, thank you so much for giving us your insight. I suppose when the game launches, you could be an official Night City tour guide instead, right?
I might be, yeah. You know, if this game dev thing doesn't work out for me, I might retire and become a tour guide in Night City.
Don't forget that if you are tuning in late or if you just want to watch anything again, we will be uploading everything to our channels soon. Now, from the 6th Street to the Valentinos, it's time to introduce you to the gangs of Night City.
Gang, 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 gang. Gangs of Night City.
You know how things work in Night City? The stronger survive, but that's how things stand. You're either somebody, or you fizzle out into nothing.
Den C ain't a city that lets you get by without buddies.
Be very careful, my friend. We are all so far from home.
Which gang's the city's biggest and baddest, according to the NCPD?
Scavs hold the body count title. Or Maelstrom, depending on the season.
My goodness.
One time, a Maelstrom gang
Maelstrom.
killed a young kid right in front of my eyes for shits and giggles.
Sucking psychos.
And who the fuck are you to say what can and can't be? I'm gonna introduce you to our meat grinder. About time we had some fun!
Think Maelstrom never forgets?
Never!
Damn, these are psychos.
These Borg fuckers.
Just a gang like any other, right?
I'll take the Valentinos. They follow God and
Valentinos.
Madre. Honor means something to them.
How'd you meet Jackie?
Started out together.
In the Valentinos?
No, in the fucking
Yo, Cyberpunk 2077 is gonna have a banging
Gotta give style
soundtrack.
points to the Valentinos. They have a punishment for every occasion.
Quick shout out to everyone in Haywood and Santo Domingo. Lately, the Valentinos and 6th Street have had a bigger bone to pick.
6th Street. Why'd they want to wipe you?
Can't fucking stand Tinos.
Fucking suck!
I've dealt with 6th Street before. We do the run, they'll transfer the cred.
Come on, let's go before 6th Street shows up.
Shot! Any more Second Amendment fans in the house, huh?
Bloody hell.
Those bastards vomit lofty patriotic bullshit all day. Time to bring on the future.
Any idea how many
Voodoo.
attacks from behind the Black Wall we neutralized? If the Voodoo Boys breach the Black Wall, we'll all be fucked.
Voodoo Boys. Urban myth, I thought. Just net runners spooking each other. No such gang.
You know, I heard a few things about you. Voodoo Boys, best runners in town.
You do not steal from the Voodoo Boys. I see you, always.
For them, Pacifica's just Haiti 2.0. Their own island, cut off from the rest of the city.
This is our turf, our home. Until last week, the animals crawled in.
Animals are the craziest fucking gang in the city.
There's so many gangs, man.
Breaker Star!
Animals aren't the play here, are they? They're hired muscle. Someone else needed them.
No, she was
fucked you over,
built.
You fucked the gang over. Somewhere at the start of the story, somebody fucked the corp. See how this works now?
My husband's new Westbrook.
Tiger
Very
clans?
high in the Tiger Claws.
Tiger
They
Claws.
did what made the best eddies. Sold sex and black market tech.
I wonder if you could join a gang.
They run this place.
Know what else they do well? Break the knees of people who ask questions.
I gotta do something. Shut the fuck up. The tigers will kill us. Come on, baby.
Tiger Claws killed one girl too many, so people took matters into their own hands.
Folk went ballistic. Girls, pimps, outcasts, the whole freak show. It's how the Mox got started.
Think you're some kind of gang group now, huh?
Us Moxes have each other's back.
Moxes.
We look out for one another.
You looking for some company tonight?
How'd you hook up with the Mox?
I thought Susie and the gang could really change something in this city.
Moxes and nomads don't seem so different. Both seem to yammer a lot about community, solidarity. Tell me about the Badlands. Not much going on out here, huh?
Au contraire. This is an ecosystem. Nomads, Raft and Shiv, corporations and drifters, they form a complete whole. Remove one part, the
My
delicate
goodness.
balance topples.
Have we reached double digits yet?
It all stays in the family.
Classic dilemma. What comes first? Family or the outside world?
This family will go to hell and back.
Everyone in this city lives
It's all about the family, Dom.
Either you fly high or sink into quicksand.
Jeez! So many gangs, so different, so unique from each other.
Thank you so much
You know?
for joining us. I have personally been really excited to give people a closer look at the gangs. We've shown a little bit on Twitter, but their styles are so distinct.
Yes, I enjoyed them a lot as well in our game. I think they're very cool.
But let's start then with the kind of role that they play, because gangs really do play a prominent role in Night City, correct?
Yes, definitely. The gangs, they rule the streets of Night City. You know, they have the newest cyberware, they have the newest weaponry.
That's embedded
and
in his
they're
face.
really a power that everyone needs to take into account when they are thinking of operating in Night City. You will encounter them as you explore the city, of course, but also as you complete main quests, side quests, different jobs for the fixers. Sometimes you might even get hired by them.
But then, I suppose everybody's thinking then, can you join a gang?
Yeah, so I thought...
Well, V is a merc, and mercs of Night City are this unique, distinct group that stick mostly to themselves, right? And they get jobs from variety of factions. They can get jobs from corporations, they can get jobs from gangs, they can get jobs from different kind of like influential clients. Because of this, nobody will ever trust a merc to be one of them, right? And the gangs are no exception here. They are looking only for like people that they know will be loyal to them, right? And that they will fight for their cause all of the time, not just some of the times when it's profitable to them. So because of this, V will mostly stick to the Afterlife. And the Afterlife are this group of mercs, this legendary group of mercenaries in Night City. They get the best jobs, they get the most money, the best clients, and so on. So if you want to become a legend in Night City, you are going to the Afterlife.
So we've obviously mentioned distinct style then. So does that mean there are kind of special gang-themed weapons and items and clothing for players to find and use?
Yes, definitely. There are different vehicles that you can drive, for example. There are cars, there are motorbikes. Then, of course, there are different pieces of clothing themed after gangs. There are weapons and so on. So yeah, definitely there are things to look forward to.
I suppose as somebody who's spent as much time as you have kind of getting to know the gangs, I have to ask, which is your favorite and why?
So I would have to say probably Maelstrom, simply because they have this unique, distinct feel.
They are nutters.
Weird aesthetic about them. So the idea about Maelstrom is they are people who want to cross the boundary between the machine and human, right? They are changing so much of their body with cyberware that they no longer look human.
Oh,
on top
God,
of that, they're also very unpredictable.
They look like the minions from Doom.
Say what they will do at any point when you meet them. At one moment, they can be shaking hands with you, and at the other moment, you know, they will pull.
That whole face is caved in, you know.
They bring in this element of chaos into the game, which I really enjoy personally.
Oh, Matty, thank you so much for joining us. It's always interesting to learn what your favorite gang is. I think it kind of tells me a little bit about you.
Oh, does it? What does it say about me?
Well, we'll talk about that later. But for now, before we wrap up today's episode, we asked people to show us their creativity and design a PC case mod, Cyberpunk style. Our panel of judges selected 5 finalists and we teamed them up with professional case modders to bring their concept to reality.
Cyber up your
These 5
PC.
amazing designs will be fighting for the main prize, an Alienware Aurora PC, along with other awesome gaming peripherals. Brought to you by
2080
our
Ti.
partners, Alienware, Nvidia, and SteelSeries. Let's see the mods.
Oh, wow.
I absolutely loved this one.
Oh, whoa.
The whole aesthetic works with each other.
Absolutely next level.
Voodoo
Honestly,
Boys.
kind of terrifying.
These are crazy looking.
Exactly the type of thing I would expect to find at a trade show.
It really looks like it could have come straight out of the game.
Not sure if I want my tower to be walking around.
To watch the full PC case modding video and to get more information about when the winning design will be available on charity auction, stay tuned to our social media channels. Looking at those PC case mods, it reminds me that we do have one more thing to reveal. If you're going to be playing Cyberpunk 2077 on PC when it launches this November, we do have some specs to share that I think some of you have been waiting for. The minimum system requirements for Cyberpunk are a Windows 7 or 10 PC, an Intel Core i5 3570K or AMD FX 8310, 8 gigs of RAM, and an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 780 or an AMD Radeon RX 470. In the storage department, the game will take up roughly 70 gigs of space, and although it will run off a HDD, we do recommend an SSD. As for the recommended specs, you're in the green if you're rocking Windows 10, an Intel Core i7
It's good they
4790
fully go over this.
or AMD Ryzen 3 3200G. 12 gigs of RAM, and an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 or AMD Radeon
I hit the
R9
recommended.
Fury. Thank you so much for
I
joining us
actually
for
hit the
episode
recommended
3 of
requirements.
Night City Wire.
Jeez!
Don't forget that if you've missed anything or if you just want to watch again, we will be uploading everything to our channels shortly, and we will be back soon with episode 4.
Oh, it's another episode. Well, that was super dope. Damn, man. I mean, that was pretty tight. You know, these episodes are always coming out so damn slick. You know what I mean? I mean, this time around we got a better look at Night City. It looks huge. Like, I mean huge. Like, sometimes we always think about, oh, like the world map's gonna be big. Night City itself looks to be way too big. In addition to whatever's outside Night City as well. Mwah. You could probably play this game forever. I literally think you could play the game forever. If they just continue updating it, you could play the game for as long as you want. Gangs, I didn't expect there to be so many, but considering how big the city is, there should be as many as there should be. I guess it is kind of sad. It sounds like the way they said it, you can't really join a gang if you want to because you're part of the afterlife. So you're a loner most of the time. Obviously, certain missions will take place with gangs themselves, but otherwise, they're just doing whatever you want half the time, which I guess, you know, as a mercenary, that's what's going to happen. But, you know, the game is still looking amazing. I'm really wondering what they're going to show for episode 4. Night City looks like a real breathing city that you could just really get lost in. Like, if this is the future, like, I could believe that this would be the future in like maybe 100 years time. I was about to say 20, but no, not 20, 100 years time. Like, this could be the literal future. But let me know what you guys think of episode 3. Do you think Night City looks amazing? Are you excited about the gangs? Let me know down in the comments below, or any of the social media I'm on. You could catch me on there. If you have enjoyed this reaction, please do like the video, leave a comment down below, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button. It's easy, it's free. On our way to 10,000 subscribers, putting out content after content after content every day. Well, not every day, but most days. So do hit that subscribe button, and of course share the video with anyone else who you think is interested in Cyberpunk 2077 and all the things going on in that game. Lastly, if you want to see the previous episodes I did, which is just one episode really, check out the playlist which will be popping up right about now, and you'll be able to go check that out. But do go check out the other content on the channel as well. Hit that subscribe button, makes me super happy, and I'll see you guys in the next video that you go watch. Peace.